Alright, just gotta wait for him to utterly betray me at some point, because now he's got his smooches and other things. Him. He's won at his game, so inevitable betrayal any day now, I guess. Alright, fire happened. I don't need sleep, so I might as well study. Alright, Donald's back. And we have a exam to start off. Okay. Ah, you guys. I find myself in a dungeon corridor near a hole that leads down out of sight. Clustered in front of the abyss are a group of small creatures with bodies covered in red fur, save for their angry, wrinkled faces. There are no stairs out of this dungeon. You must accomplish a task in order to succeed. One of the red dwarves has been taken captive. Find and return him safely to his companions. Be warned that magic may prove unreliable. The voice fades away. So I have to help these dwarves. Will they help me? They won't impede you. Do I have televoke? Yes. So handy. I forgot what was over here, in case you're wondering why I'm over here. My greatest regret is that I never told you how much I hated you when I still had the chance. Definitely worth it. There's so many ways to solve this one. You can use Farsight, you can use Televoke, Silence, you can fight. These exams really are very well thought out. Alright, actually, I have it right here. Wall, left wall, flip the switch. Alright, buddy, let's just go for a nice walk. Blue is so OP. Wait. Alright. When I can feel my feet again, I am standing in the school quad and I have to shield my eyes against the sunlight. Congratulations, Franco! You returned Croop to his friends. As I'm sure you noticed, Nane's rouges are highly resistant to magic, which can make them targets. For succeeding in your quest, you receive 5 merits. And how clever of you to let sleeping moths lie. It can be easier to avoid a fight than to win one. Have another 5 merits for accomplishing your goal without any injuries. Take that, Grabby. I hope you enjoyed putting your skills into practice. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have another student to look after. Looks like I'm finished for the day. Grand. And we won back some of our merits that we lost. Do I have detention again? Ooh, spring play. I have money. I have detention. I get up to go to my detention. I am the first to arrive, but that doesn't make me feel any better. Professor Grabner enters the room, followed by Luke. Where's Donald? Ah. Mr. Danson apparently decided that he had been in enough trouble for 1 week. Yeah. A pity you could not have followed his example. Sit. Luke silently pulls up a chair. What am I to do with you? No one speaks up. Very well. You will compose an essay on the subject of how your careless actions can have consequences for other people. Provide examples as well as suggestions of what you might have done instead. You, Mr. Franco, have the option of either writing an essay or reading quietly. I'll read, please. I do not particularly care so long as you cause no trouble and do not leave this room. Well, that's nice of him. It makes detention easier to bear, at least. Grabner seats himself at another table, bringing out what looks like a library book to read. Looks like we won't get a moment alone. Well, the afternoon won't last forever. Aw, no hanging out with Luke. Not really. But at least I wasn't alone. Let's read about it. I mean, none of these had to do with Damien. So this? I had a fairly uneventful detention, but Grabner watched us the entire time. Okay. And that was that. I like to think that because we did so well in our exam, he was easier on us. On Monday morning, I find a note slipped under the door. I pick it up to read. Oh, is this the time? Oh, no. Oh, I thought that was it.
I'd like to see you before the holiday begins. Will you allow me to escort you to the play this Friday?
So, Damien's taking me to the play? Surely even Grabner can't object to that. Which I do this week.
Just like, yeah, of course, boo. Of course, you and me, the play. Totally. Alright. Whoa, hey, easy. We're getting ahead of ourselves here. Why would you... Hold on. I got lured into a false sense of security with that play note. Why would you ask to take me to the play, and then the very next day, lure me into that trap? You already had me. You already got me. You could have just let, like, me ask you out if it was, like, that important. Right? Now? Damien? Now? Fine, whatever. I don't understand the machinations of your brain.
On Tuesday morning, I find another note under my door. I pick it up to read, and the words begin to spin.
There we go. Somewhere.
What happened? I'm in a dark room, lying on a smooth, hard floor. I can't move my hands.
Alright, what's your big plan? Is it to lure William?
I turn my head and try to bring my vision into focus. I'm in the school gym. What time is it? It was morning when I... What happened?
Ah, you're awake at last. The accommodation may not be to your liking, but I don't need you comfortable. Only alive. For now.
Damien? What's going on? How did I get here?
Haven't you ever heard of magic? But of course you have. You're from a noble bloodline, after all.
What? I never told him that.
Your family should have taught you better. I could taste the wards in your blood the moment I laid eyes on you. And yet, you pretended to be as innocent as a wild seed, captivated by my charms. Which are considerable, but stupidity is not among them. I knew what you were. Bait. Whether you chose the game yourself or were merely someone else's pawn. How much more entertaining for the fish to catch the fisherman. All the time you were pretending to fall for me, I was pretending to be interested. You were never my target.
Okay, so this is for William again. Because I'm like, you can't make use of me. I've got noble bloodline and oaths and all that warding crap.
What do you want?
I told you. Nothing. From you. You are nothing but the lure for my hook.
You like fisherman, illustrations, eh?
Don't try to cast anything. You're fully enclosed within the ritual patterns. I drew them while you were unconscious. It was so thoughtful of you to invite me to cross your threshold. It made my work much easier.
Oh.
I invited him into my room.
Yep. Vampire confirmed.
I twist my head trying to see. There are dark lines and squiggles surrounding my body, but I can't make sense of the design from this position.
Well, I'm gonna be feisty about this.
I'm not going to take his word for it. I try to focus, but I can't summon any magical energy. Has all my mana been drained? Damien kneels beside me, drawing a knife from his belt sheath. That's no ordinary pocket knife. The blade is long and curved, with a hooked notch near the hilt. The metal looks black, but gleams in the dim lighting.
Don't struggle. I don't want to damage my sacrificial lamb too soon.
You think you can sacrifice me?
Wait and see.
Alright, we got the purple light Damien CG variant.
He grabs hold of my cape, roughly pulling me into a sitting position, while my free arm falls heavily to the ground. I can feel the impact, but I can't even wiggle my fingers to ease them. He runs the tip of the knife up my chest, pressing just enough through the fabric to let me feel the point, grinning as he watches my eyes track downward to follow its progress. Stop it! Stop!
I told you not to fight me.
The blade turns, forming a bar against my throat. I can feel it there, hard and hot as flesh, threatening to choke off my breathing.
Oh gosh, the zoom! Oh, this is so much worse.
One last kiss, Balım.
I can't move. I can't even turn away without the risk of slitting my own throat. I reach into myself, trying to touch the wild magic that connects me with nature. But this is not my home, and there are too many walls. Doesn't anyone know where I am? Didn't anyone notice I went missing? Why isn't Grabiner watching me? Except I haven't left the school grounds, so he probably hasn't realized. Spirits, gods, and ancestors, someone help me!
Now, is it William or is it Grabner? I guess we'll find out.
Let him go!
It is William. You still came to save me after I smooched your old boyfriend in front of you? I don't deserve you, William.
Ah, the star is here. Get your hands off Franco! Where would you like me to put my hands?
William ignores the innuendo.
What has he done?
I can't move anything but my head, and my spells won't work. I don't think I'm hurt, though.
Not yet. And he won't be if you're sensible about this.
William starts to move closer, and Damien adjusts the knife against my neck, making me flinch.
Naughty, naughty. What do you want? Not much. Only your soul. Be serious! Oh, I'm very serious. There is no brighter coin in all the other worlds than a young wizard's soul. I could take his right now, but yours, given willingly, that would be even better.
That's what this is about. To steal a soul. But he can't take mine. The oaths that imbue my bloodline prevent it. William! Don't do it! With a touch of magic, Damien cuts off my voice. Silence.
The ritual is primed. I can cut his throat and complete the circle before you can reach me. But if someone offered himself up to me, freely and unconditionally... Freely? When you're trading Franco's life? Oh, William. I'm not trading anything at all. This must be your free choice. If you're not even promising to let him go, what would I need with him if I had you?
I don't know why, but now of all times I'm just remembering in the first Magical Diary game, Damien, you had two options with Damien. Because he tried to convince you that he needed to do this sacrifice with you because he was dying, I think. And he needed your soul in order to get better. So you can either fall for it, or he would just take it from you willingly. I mean, unwillingly. Why did that pop into my brain now of all times? I don't know.
You're the one I want. The first and the last. You can be the hero who saves him, or the coward who kills him. All you have to do is choose.
My lips move, but I can't force out even a whisper.
All right. All right. Tell me what I have to do.
No! Damien takes the knife from my throat, then shoves me forward, leaving me to fall on my face. The only thing I can do is turn my head to avoid crushing my nose.
And now we get the red version.
I can't see them anymore. There's a terrible rushing sound in my ears, and my eyes are stinging. I'm crying. This shouldn't be happening. I can hear their voices, only faintly, as Damien instructs William in the steps of a ritual. A pledge, a binding, the shedding of blood. I never should have let myself develop feelings for Damien. I knew better. William shouldn't have to die to save me. But there's nothing I can do. It's too late.
Alright, Potsdam. Stand down or fall where you stand!
Professor Potsdam? I struggle to raise my head and see what's happening, but then the world drops away.
Night?
I open my eyes. I'm in my room. I lift a hand. It moves smoothly into position, and I stare at it for a moment before I can remember why I might have thought that was strange. I'm on my bed. I'm not hurt. I feel normal other than being tired. Did I dream all of that? I start to sit up, then flinch when I see a dark shape move towards me. There's someone in my room.
Do not be alarmed.
Grabner?
I could chastise you for your mistakes, but you are not the one most at fault in this incident.
Incident? I lick my lips. What day is this?
It is very late at night on Tuesday or very early Wednesday.
Then, probably not a dream. What happened?
You were incapacitated by the demon, who planned his actions carefully to avoid detection. As you have no roommate, there was no one to remark upon your disappearance. After curfew, you were relocated to the school gymnasium, where you were to be posed as bait for William Danson. Mr. Danson arrived to find you imperiled. To save your life, he agreed to take part in a demonic ritual.
So he's dead, then. And it's all my fault.
Thankfully, no.
What?
Petunia became aware of the situation and managed to interrupt the proceedings. There was an altercation and the Cambion was driven off. Petunia considered it more important to tend the injured than to pursue him. Mr. Danson was damaged, but both he and you should recover in time.
Where is Damien now? What will happen to him?
Gone. He will not be allowed to return to this academy. Petunia is adjusting the wards as we speak. I do not expect that you will ever see him again.
He never had any interest in me. It was all a game, to flaunt me as his conquest in order to stoke William's worries. William was the prize, not me.
As a precaution, I will be keeping a closer watch on you for a time.
Yeah. Would have looked bad for the school if I'd gotten myself killed somehow, wouldn't it? Have you notified my parents?
Not as of yet. They might prefer to hear from you first, to be certain. For now, however, you should rest. Do you wish to adjust your schedule and take tomorrow off?
Oh, yeah. I'm at 50. I need 2 days of sleep. Did I get extra super duper stressed because I was in a relationship with him this time?
Very well. I will leave you to sleep, then. I did not wish for you to awaken here alone after your ordeal.
Thank you. It was kind of him to think of me. I wonder if he's ever had anyone to sit by his bedside in times of trouble. I wish I could have dared ask him to stay. I wish my father were here.
Aww, my heart.
Just to know that someone cares about me, even though I was a fool.
Aw, Franco, my heart. Sweet baby boy.
I am preparing for bed when someone knocks on the door.
Hi, I was wondering if maybe you would come visit.
Oh,
Hey,
hi. Please, come inside. I don't think this is a conversation for the hallway. He steps into my room and waits. I close the door behind him, but still he hesitates, saying nothing. How are you? I mean, are you injured?
not exactly. Not physically, not in ways that won't heal. What about you?
I'm fine. By the time I woke up, nothing was wrong except for being a little worn out.
Well, that's good to hear.
But you, what happened to you? Grabiner said he'd been damaged.
I made a choice in order to protect you. I accepted the risk. It was my duty.
Your duty to save fools from their own stupidity.
Hey, don't be like that. If you're a fool, so am I. I loved him too.
You didn't know any better. I should have. You warned me over and over. I thought I was safe as long as I never made any promises. As long as he wanted me more than I wanted him. I thought the worst he could do was break my heart.
I never imagined he would go this far. Even when I thought I knew what sort of creature he was, I had no idea. Listen to me, Franco. It's not your fault. No good person can anticipate a monster. You expect people to behave like you would. Mostly reasonable. Sometimes mean, because no one's perfect, but understandable. You don't expect an act of senseless evil because you can't imagine ever doing such a thing. Even with a warning, it's hard to believe anyone could really be that bad, especially if you care about them. So you convince yourself that it's not true, and sometimes the more evidence, the harder you deny it. I've seen him ruin people so many times. And even then, even I wanted to believe that maybe this time things would turn out alright.
Really?
Well, you were wise to his tricks, you weren't expecting too much from him, and he seemed satisfied. Even he might have changed. It was so tempting to believe that. I would much rather have had you be the one he really loved than for things to turn out like this.
He rubs his arm absently. What did he do to you?
You were there.
I couldn't move from where he dropped me. I couldn't see, and I couldn't always hear. I know he made you cut yourself. Was it bad?
The blood loss was symbolic. It represented access to my magical essence. So there was a cut, but I wasn't in danger of bleeding to death. Those wounds were easy to fix.
But he did something to your magic.
It's not as bad as it sounds. Magic naturally grows and changes over a lifetime. I'm weaker than I was, but I'm still a wizard, and with practice I can rebuild my skills. If Professor Potsdam hadn't stopped the ritual, it would have killed me. But she did, so I'll be alright.
Why did you do it?
What?
Why didn't you just leave me there? I was the one who was fool enough to fall for him. If anyone deserved to suffer the consequences, it was me.
No one deserves that. Maybe you and I haven't always been perfect friends, but you're still my freshman.
If I'd been someone else, would you have done the same thing?
Probably. I don't know. This thing between me and Damien has been a long time building. He always knew what strings to pull.
What happens if he comes back and tries to finish the job?
We're protected here. He wouldn't dare show his face. If I'm lucky, I'll never see him again. Because if I do, one of us probably won't walk away.
He deserves to die. Don't kill on my behalf. I hope it never happens.
I hope you're lucky and he's gone forever. Even after everything he's done, I don't really want to see Damien dead. A somber moment stretches into silence.
So, I wanted to be sure you were okay.
Right.
Do you want a hug?
Yeah.
Aw.
He wraps his arms around me, not too tight, and I think to myself that he probably needed this as much as I do.
Well, I'll be seeing you around then.
Wait.
What is it?
Well, I was supposed to be attending the play on Friday with Damien, which obviously isn't happening. So, would you like to sit together?
Oh dang, I'm getting on the William route all of a sudden.
I think we could both use the emotional support.
Sure.
Great. Good night. He leaves. I can't say that I feel better. That seems like too much after everything. Still, at least I know that I'm not alone.
Whew. Well, William is too pure. Too good to us. Way, way too good. Okay, so we went to the play. What happened? We go home happy.
Shouldn't I be the one cheering you up, my young freshman?
I'm older than you think. He smiles.
Alright, alright, we're back on the thing. Oh, hello. Alright, well, I guess we'll start from here.
I hear a knock on the door.
Hey, got a minute?
Sure. He slips into my room and I close the door behind him.
How are you?
Fine. I burned everything he ever gave me, and we did a ritual to purify the thresholds just in case.
You what? Oh. He was in here, wasn't he?
I don't know for certain if it makes any difference with his kind, but I did know it was a risk. Like all of it. It's too bad about the gifts. I'd never had a Christmas stocking before. And it's very hard to burn wool.
I could find you a stocking if you wanted one for an American souvenir.
No, I don't want a replacement. Not now. It would still remind me too much. William nods.
You don't want to think about it all the time. But it's not healthy to box it all up and try to forget either. What else did he give you?
Sweets, mostly. He used to call me Balım, honey.
Right.
Yeah, actually, I meant to say that at the beginning of this. You guys probably commented this in one of the last videos. Was it the very last video? The video before that? Can't remember now. When he was calling us Balım all the time. It can also be translated to my honey, and I lost my mind when I read that. Like, whoa, the Yuri. Ugh. I don't know if I said right.
Right. Did I tell you what he did to me freshman year?
That he seduced you and abandoned you?
No, not that. After that.
I'm not sure.
It's a bit embarrassing. He kept taunting me, making up the strangest stories to try and get me upset. Watching me mourn my shattered romance wasn't enough for him. He loved to make me jump and squirm. So he tried to convince me that he was my hidden bastard half-brother.
What? Yeah, that.
What?
It sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? But he knew how much that would horrify me after we'd slept together. And the insult to my parents, to suggest they would treat any child that way. He said they'd send him away out of shame and paid his foster parents to beat the devil out of him. I wish there were a way to beat the devil out of him. It was a crazy story, but he knew things about my family. I don't know how he found them out, and he made me doubt.
So, it's definitely not true.
You see? It's ridiculous. It's a complete lie like everything else about him. But he makes you wonder. No matter how much you should know better, he makes you wonder. He made me doubt everyone. He made me hate myself. For no reason. Just because it amused him. That's who he is. Never forget that.
Damien is a villain. He used me to get to William. There's no doubt about that. Knowing that,
Oh. I remember something similar to this in the first game, too. If we pick this, he will never show up again. This, I think, is what we need.
William and I tried to fool Damien, but he outsmarted us. He's clever, focused, determined, willing to wait years to bring a plot to its conclusion. He's not good. He'll never be good. But he could be powerful. How much of what he said about himself was ever true? What was the purpose of the games he played with William and with me? And where is he now?
Anyway, I should get back to my room. I have a lot of preparations to do with senior finals coming up.
Of course. I need to prepare myself as well. My year is almost over.
I do wonder if we're gonna have, like, secret meetings with him like Cutie did. Where he's like, I've been shunned by the others of my kind, and now I'm in no man's land, and I can't get you out of my mind. And I know you should hate me forever, because I suck. So yeah. Weird.
Damien sent me a note inviting me to the play on Friday night.
Hostage.
Damien sent me a message with a trap spell attached to it, then lured William to the gym and forced him into a dark ritual to save my life.
Aftermath.
Grabner looked after me until I woke to ensure I was all right. He said William was damaged somehow, but that he would recover. Damien was driven away from the school and is not expected to return.
We go on.
William and I talked about the incident with Damien and how he felt it was his duty to sacrifice himself for me. Now his magic is damaged. He says I shouldn't blame myself, and the only person to blame is Damien. I don't know how to feel about everything, but at least we have each other to talk to.
Don't feed the plants.
William and I attended the spring play together. It was somewhat uncomfortable watching characters be tempted by lying plants and end up drained of their blood, just like William almost was. Despite that, the show is a comedy, just a dark one. Maybe we need to laugh a little.
Then we had spring break. And villain victorious.
William visited me to be sure that I was safe from Damien, and told me about the mind games Damien used to play. It sounds like Damien has always been on the winning side. I wonder what he's planning now.
Well, I guess we'll find out next time.